Ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners, I'm your host, Alexander Rodriguez, here for On the Rocks radio show, where celebrities and cocktails mix tonight. Lock the doors, lower the blinds, fire up the smoke machine, put on your heels. We have RuPaul's Drag Race. Mayhem Miller is here. We have reality TV producer Woody Woodbeck, who's worked on Queer Eye, Real Housewives of Dallas, and so many more. Oh, you have to turn that off. We're in delay. It's like Inception. It's a show within a show for free. We also have my guest co-host and twisted sister, socialite Jeffrey Deneen Jones, part of the Walk of the Stars team in Palm Springs, by the way, and me, your favorite host, with the deepest voice. So raise a glass and let the drinks begin.
And most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you live, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
We had to buy a mop because we're going to spill so much tea around here. Of course, the tea is sweet tea flavored vodka. Actually, I wish. Hello, sweet tea vodkas. Sponsor me. Buns and bows and pantyhose. This is On the Rocks, the place where we're too glam to give a damn. If you think my social media posts are bad, you should see my life choices. Wah, wah. Thank you to our sober listeners for tuning in. We love you too. Thank you for holding our hair back and driving us home. Drunk texting is literally the only sport I'm good at, for which I've won awards, if you consider community service an award. Allegedly. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, United Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. Of course, we are on Facebook Live right now on the Trending Now app in San Diego, True FM in Ohio, hello Ohio, and on the West Coast on GED Magazine, Gay Entertainment Directory, the largest LGBT print and online magazine on the West Coast, and nationally on Bear World Magazine. Roar. Check out my movie news and my celebrity interviews every week, now with video, by the way, on Bear World Magazine. This week I chat about, this is great news for drag queens. Ooh. Emma Stone will be playing Cruella de Vil as a younger girl in the live-action Disney movie. Nicole Kidman is in the final talks to play the villain in this. I mean, come on. Really? And if that wasn't a good enough...
Isn't Cruella de Vil usually the villain?
That's right, but this is her before she becomes the villain, and so Nicole Kidman's going to be the villain. Cool. Can you imagine the costumes for this film? It's just, whatever. And if that wasn't good enough, Maleficent 2, the poster came out. Yes. We know it's coming out October. Gays around the world just peed their pants. So there you go. Ma'am, you better start.
I mean, it's time to pull out some horns again.
Yes, I love when you get horny. This show is brought to you in media partnership with Here TV. Here TV reaches millions of viewers each month, has produced Academy Award-winning films in addition to receiving 3 Daytime Emmy Award nominations. Here TV features the largest LGBTQ LMNOP library featuring hundreds of hours of award-winning movies, series, documentaries, short films with new titles added every week. On the Rocks now appears on Amazon Prime, Facebook Watch, HereTV.com, and Here TV app. Whoop whoop! For free. Our website has been updated and looks gorgeous, where you can watch us and listen to it all in one place on therocksradioshow.com. Mama Rose is in the chat room on ubngo.com and Facebook chat room. Ask her your questions. She will answer it. She has watched RuPaul's Drag Race. She has watched Queer Eye and Real Housewives of Dallas. She has been to Palm. Oh, she even had a drink with you.
We did. We had
a
shell drink.
Oh, yeah, I had to pour her into bed later that night. I'll tell you that much. Keep her busy. And if it's a burning question, she's going to text me and I will answer it on the air. Keep her busy. She's next to a bottle of vodka. I don't need her drunk tweeting Trump. I don't need another visit from immigration again. I'm legal. Hello to our engineer, Kurt. Kurt, do you have a pun for us?
I always have puns for you.
Oh, you're so punny. Oh, God.
You look forward to it so much.
I do. You have to give straight people their voice and entertainment. Go ahead, Kurt.
What do you call it when you take a picture of your favorite bookshelf?
A shelfie?
There you
Did
go.
I get it?
Yes.
I never get that. Is that really?
Wow.
That's how bad that must have been, because I actually got it. I never get it.
I know.
Oh, poor Kurt. Well, there you go, Kurt. That's your minute of fame. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air, Facebook On The Rocks Radio Show. Send me an email. Book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris, dog watching. I don't care. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. I will show up. Real fast, you want to join me on the road? St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and this Sunday I will serve as your Mexican leprechaun. I actually do a really good Irish accent, by the way.
I want to hear it.
What are you talking about? We're going to be drinking all night. When would I ever be cast as an Irish Mexican, though? I'm like, I have it on my acting resume, and they're like, yeah, okay.
Never going to happen.
Okay. Multicultural casting, I tell you. I'm going to be the new Lucky the racially diverse Lucky Charms guy.
Yes.
Listen, if Reba McEntire can do KFC, you definitely can.
There
Right?
you go.
That's it.
Okay. I'm hosting St. Patrick's Day at Barrel Saloon this Sunday, March 17th in Long Beach for Crazy Evening, sounds by DJ Olamon. It's a straight bar, and I'm bringing all you, my gay friends and my street friends, so prepared to be fabulous. You won't need a shamrock to get lucky. I wrote that myself. March 30th, I will be MC for Cathedral City LGBT Days in the afternoon with Jessica Suda from Pussycat Dolls and Ada Fox from American Idol.
Yes.
Come out and join. It's free. It's family friendly until I hit the stage. Go to cathedralcitylgbtdays.com for more information. Thursday, April 27th. Oh, and I have to talk to you real fast after the show. I return to Santa Ana College for their second annual Dragucation, a fun evening of drag history, performances, and question and answers. Tickets are only $10. Sold out. They're huge theater last year for their first ever LGBT event in Santa Ana. It's a little dicey
amazing.
there. Yeah.
That's OC, right?
So
I
buy
think
your
they did a
ticket.
drag show
Yeah,
out
it's
there
OC.
before.
Yeah.
Which is notoriously Republican and not.
So much so.
baby.
Is Santa Ana?
Sold out their huge theater. It's like a 500-seat theater for their first ever. They didn't know how it was going to go. Sold out, and it was so much fun. So doing it again. I'm the MC for that. Buy your tickets or sneak backstage and bring me vodka. Head to www.sac.edu communication for more info. Saturday, May 18th, I'm returning to Long Beach Pride's hottest party, Overboard, for my third year. Last year, I co-hosted with Andrew Christian and Real Housewives of Orange County's Peggy Sulahian. This year, I'm hosting with RuPaul's Raja and Adult Entertainer of the Year, Wesley Woods. Go to overboardlbc.com to get your early bird tickets. Last announcement, I promise. Oh, hello. Oh, my God, he is
This
cute.
is my friend.
Wow.
This is John.
All of us just like,
Hi, friend.
So wait a minute now.
my friend, you better liquor him up. Yes. Does everyone see what's happening? You guys, if you're listening audio only, you need to watch the video on this.
Oh my God.
Mayhem just spit up on herself.
Yeah.
I
hope that's All right, you guys, final opportunity, and I'm announcing this early enough so that you can make your travel plans. Gay Wine Weekend is a 3-day celebration of food, wine, and the ambiance of wine country for our LGBTQ community and friends. People from all over the nation come to this event. Winemaker dinners, winery tours, along with a drag queen brunch that I am emceeing, and wine auction and signature event of the weekend, the Twilight Tea Dance, held at the iconic Chateau Saint-Jean Winery. I feel like that'd be fancy when I say that.
God,
It's
dude.
probably St. Jean, but Saint-Jean. Join us in Sonoma for a gay weekend, July 18th through the 21st. If this is your vacation, do it. It's a lot of fun. GayWineWeekend.com, and you'll see me. Okay, let me introduce my bestie for tonight, who drove all the way in from Palm Springs to spread his fabulosity. Probably more. Jeff Deneen Jones, born and raised outside of Detroit. What is outside of Detroit, by the way?
That's where he's from.
Oh, then I'm moving there. Jeff, after being bullied in his youth, he is not afraid to throw down, at least verbally. He moved to LA in 2001, an aspiring musician, producer, songwriter who became an out-of-work musician, producer, songwriter. His life changed drastically when he moved to Palm Springs, worked for Desert AIDS Project for 7 years, which opened up his whole career to community service and nonprofit work, also helped him with his HIV status and identity. Today, he fabulously manages the Walk of the Stars in the city of Palm Springs through the Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce, and it's official. The magazine came out, and it looks glossy and beautiful.
Yes.
We already played Kiss, Marry, Kill. I won't tell you who made that.
I'm dying to know.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to tell you off the air because he wants to keep his job. He also works for Palm Springs Pride with their branding and social media. Currently serves on the board of HIV and Aging Research Project to help steer their new media outreach. He's a socialite in all terms of the word, making his On the Rocks debut. Please welcome Jeff Deneen Jones.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, girl.
Thank you, Alex.
Hey, you and I have spent so much time in Palm Springs drinking. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have an apology text to you, sometimes I
We lose
don't.
each other. We fight each other. Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
We apologize.
Except I haven't. Oh, it's good. Our time will come.
Oh.
You will get the Alexander apology
If you
text.
have not had a messy Sunday in Palm Springs with me, you have not lived yet.
That's
We
true.
need to figure out when you're going to be there next. Yeah.
That could be the
every
trifecta,
first Sunday
to
I'm
be
in Palm
honest.
Springs.
too.
Are you
Wonderful.
really? Where do you stay?
Wherever I could find a warm bed.
No. Okay. Then this is for you. I'm going to make sure this happens.
Yes.
This is actually a perfect segue. I'm not kidding you. A big thank you to one of our sponsors for tonight. The Vista Grande Resort.
Yes.
Where's their little thing?
Is that a naked
Wait,
resort?
that's what the
It's an
resort-
oasis
Oh, I'm sorry,
in the
Florida
oasis of
National.
Palm Springs. 29 rooms over an acre of land with rooms ranging from 250 square feet to the luxurious villa apartment I stay when I visit, with 2 pools, a lagoon, and a waterfall. Breakfast, lunch, and dinners provided.
I love getting wet.
Clothes
And there's even a
optional.
steam room. You can't get much better. Go to VistaGrandeResort.com and book your stay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're going to arrange that.
Let's do that.
John-
So the first
Never
Sunday,
been.
you're in Palm Springs?
Yes.
John's never been to Palm Springs. He's like, what? the-
Oh, I have a place for you to stay.
We're not talking about your bedroom, girl.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Palm Springs has literally become like the mini LA, but you can actually rest and you can
Yes.
actually eat carbs in public. Like, it's perfect. And you can go to
Nobody's gonna
Hunter's
judge
and
you.
get
Yeah.
drunk $2.75 for a well drink at
Ooh.
10:30
And then
a.m.
show up at Score Bar at 6 a.m.
No, that's only if you don't have all
Only
your
for some
teeth.
people.
Yeah.
What?
That's where the
Well, that's
toothless
why
people
you
go.
drink at 6 a.m. You have
I've
no
actually
teeth?
never been there.
To Score.
Don't.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
score
we're
is
gonna go.
what you're. Yeah, it's,
Come on.
let's just say A&E's intervention. I want you to work on that show, by the way, because I'm obsessed. A&E's intervention could just have 10 seasons at that place. Score. Anyway, no offense. So I had no idea that you had this whole aspiration in music, and then you play piano and you songwrite,
I do.
and your whole vibe, which I love. You're so like 80s and early 90s vibe in
New
everything you do.
wave,
That's my shit.
Yes.
Oop, can't say that.
No,
No,
you
you
can.
can.
It's just
I
not
can?
like yes. You just,
Okay.
it's, just don't make it
No
like a limerick.
FCC.
But I really love you. You know, we're going to talk about social media and how important that is to our business. The 4 of us couldn't be any more different from what we do on a daily basis, from our walks of life where we came from. But social media is so important.
Yes.
You have grasped social media by the hand. You've learned how to do your own like edits, time lapse, saturated colors. That's amazing.
Thank you. It's just been a work in progress for probably 10 years that Facebook has been around, and Facebook, Snapchat. You know, Snapchat's a lot of fun. I don't know if people still do Snapchat.
I
but-
never did Snapchat, and I heard it's a good place to like look at nudes. But I'm like,
I get
I have the
those
internet for that.
frequently.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Well, and you used to be a go-go boy, right?
How'd you know that?
Oh, girl.
Research.
She does her research.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait a minute.
Look at the
I've
notes.
known you for 10 years and I did
These
not
are the
know
notes
that.
on you right here. These
Oh
are
my
just-
God, that's it.
That's a whole lot of stuff.
this- yeah.
Yeah, but from go-go boy to drag queen to superstar.
Oh my goodness.
Now, a lot of our listeners are in entertainment, and a lot of people come to LA with dreams of being in entertainment, whether it's a musician, an actor, what have you, drag queen. What were some of the biggest obstacles you had? Because you came from Chicago, right?
Yeah. So everybody's out here. Well, this is generalizing, but everybody came out here really kind of doing the same thing, right? So it wasn't quite as easy. I was really naive, really green coming out here and thinking, you know, I know how to make music, I know how to produce, and I'm the only one, right? And there were thousands and thousands of other people doing the same thing. You know, not exactly doing exactly what I'm doing, but going for those opportunities and, you know, selling themselves and really being ambitious, and I didn't really have that ambition. So I was kind of pushed off to the side.
At least you were honest about it. You know, we have a lot of people, our friends that come, and it's like, oh, what happened to them? They don't want to work hard enough. And we all know you have to work 24/7
Yes.
to make
The
this
hustle
work.
is
You really
Yeah.
have to sell yourself 24.
When you think you're done, or you have to email 10 places to get maybe one gig.
You cannot be shy.
Every day.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that. Some people just can't work hard enough because maybe it's not the real passion.
Yeah.
You mean Bradley Cooper didn't find you at a bar and then like make you into a superstar?
No. Is that still possible?
They're
It
re-releasing
might
it
be, actually.
Really?
It takes
I mean,
just
I'm-
that one
you know.
person.
in a room of 100. There's that one person. Melania Trump is like, why was it me? But you know, on reality TV, like on American Idol, even RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, when that sad piano music starts to come, it's like, oh, we're going to hear a story that they only had one leg and they hopped onto stage and became a star. Because that's what reality TV does.
That's
It gives
their
a
niche.
false impression that, yeah, you can come to LA and it can happen to you, right?
Well,
I mean,
well, you
if anybody would know, I would know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing is this is what I was just talking about this in the lobby. I think the thing is that people have this notion of LA and they're going to come here and be a star.
Yeah.
I always tell, every time one of my friends want to move here, I'm like, don't. Because the thing about LA people is they rest on their laurels. Like they're not ready. They don't understand.
Or their looks. They think since they have a
correct.
million followers on Instagram, they're going to be stars.
100%. They don't understand the hustle. They don't understand what it is. Where I'm in New York, and my friends in New York make me sweat, and I have like 3 jobs.
New York is
like
for real.
New York, like they get it. They understand. They have places to go, things to do. I want to make money, and I have to support myself. Where people in LA are like, don't worry about it, girl. We'll get to it tomorrow. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're like, it just, they don't understand the grind. That's why I always said that I felt like I did well when I moved here from New York, because I kind of...
You were ahead of the game already.
Correct.
Well, and in LA, when you say you're going to be there at 2, you show up at 2:30, 2:40, and then people are like, it's okay. People want to audition that way or whatever,
Drag
but it's
queen
like...
time.
Yeah, right? Or Latino time, right? Or you say, I'm going to go to that party, I'll see you there. And of course, you have no intention of going, but you're like, I'm going to say that.
Would you say the stereotype of New York is true, that it's hard, it's much harder, and...
Well, I
compared
think
to-
it's more cutthroat.
Yeah.
But it's also more respectable to me.
Right.
I don't have a lot of respect, no offense, to a lot of my LA friends, because they don't get it.
dare you,
I'm not
sir.
talking about the people in this room.
Danielle Laura
And
says, how dare you, sir? Danielle
Yeah.
Laura says, hi, Mayhem.
Shocking.
And what do you...
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He didn't say, how dare
exactly.
you.
But I'm saying, honestly, like, I just don't think people that are from here really get what the blood of East Coast have. Now, you are from here.
Yes, I am.
Correct. So, like, I have a much different respect for you because you get the hustle.
Absolutely.
I just did a show for BET called Hustle in Brooklyn.
Right.
And I studied people for 4 months who are up on the grind and getting it. And these were people that were 10 years younger than me, and I still understood the grind and what it is. But there becomes a time where we as professionals realize that we can't sit on our butts and expect everything to come to us.
Well, I think more than, like, I do understand there is a difference between New York and LA. There's like a vibe that you can feel.
100%.
And I know you're from Riverside. There's even that divide. People in Riverside make it work. If you have to make a dress out of a garbage bag, then you make it work, right? And you win a challenge. And like auditioning year after year for RuPaul's Drag Race, when you've seen your sisters hit the show and you're like, okay, to keep going at it, that takes a certain energy and a certain foundation that's the passion, and that's the actual talent is the perseverance. Because
Do you learn that determination in Riverside? Just to keep going, keep going, keep going? That work ethic?
I would say, like, when you're not solely in the city of LA, you're on the outskirts, you have to, just like anyone else that moves here, you have to get to the city and make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
So, honey, I was in that car every night of the week, getting out to the nightclubs and hustling
and working for free
and
many of
working
those years.
for years. And a lot of new girls these days don't get that. They think, especially with social media and how Drag Race has blown up across the world, that you could just throw in drag for the first time and be doing it for 6 months and you could be famous all of a sudden. And I'm like, oh, no. I've been doing this for 17 years and it took this long for me to get my shot. I'm like, we were going from, like, my hustle is from Riverside to San Diego to LA to Palm Springs to Orange County.
Long Beach.
Every night of the week and covering all of Southern California just to get a name for myself that has grown over the years. So it's a lot different, for girls that are coming into it now opposed to girls who are seasoned.
Yeah.
There are some people like Rusty Waters who
Yes.
will go to Riverside to Palm Springs
But
in the
that's-
same night.
That's an old-fashioned entertainer, though, an entertainer who understands
Truly,
that.
yeah.
I mean, we've even seen it on Drag Race. People think that because they have a beautiful gown and they have a pretty face that they can just do this and then win or not be made fun of after.
Like some of the new contestants.
Yeah. Or if they do a musical live on Fox,
Oh, dear God.
Shade.
Mayhem,
Oh,
Mayhem, can I just tell you something? And I do not blow smoke up my guest ass. You are so gorgeous. Like, you're like this close in front. Like, we see Mayhem and the pictures and we're like, oh wow, she pretty, she beautiful.
Oh,
you are gorgeous,
Stunning.
stunning. I have to say, stunning.
Did you
And
ever
I
see
did-
the picture of her next to Mariah Carey? Like, I can't. Like, literally.
One was like performing, the other one's like.
Yeah,
No, stop it. Don't talk
No,
about
I know.
Mariah like that.
I didn't give a name, did I? You went there. Oh,
No,
boom, boom.
bitch. I know what you're trying to say.
So, Jeff, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit because you're going to help me co-host tonight. We actually found from the uncovered vaults, you actually wrote a song. And you wrote it like in the 80s, or it's like a 1988
Don't
song.
age him like that.
Whoa.
He was a baby.
What's
He was a
about to
child
happen?
prodigy. Let's just play a little, and then you like recently you taught yourself how to edit, and this is a cute
Oh my
edit.
God, you
I
know
love
everything.
you guys. This sounds like the Pet Shop Boys. Like
Did
one of
you
them
know
went
about
like
this?
I didn't know.
No, I love the surprise. Kurt, let's say this is the last. This is so. I love the sound of the vibe.
You're giving me a little David Bowie vibe.
Yes.
Ooh, I love
It's like Labyrinth, a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Never
Never
ending
Story.
story.
Yes.
I mean,
I love
you do
it.
very well
Right?
with the beard.
Come
I'm
on,
not mad.
Trey.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does well with the beard. Yeah.
I just shaved
But
it.
you wrote this, right?
I did. Yeah. High school. I wrote
Come
this in high
on,
school.
railroad tracks.
Wow.
I feel like River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves are gonna like, you know, like it's my proud item.
My best friend shot that.
This is like a John Hughes film right
so
here.
cute.
This
Yeah,
is the
it's
end of a
totally
John
John
Hughes
Hughes.
film.
Is this Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
2.0? Yeah.
I love the melody. You guys, the full thing is on YouTube, but I just had to say,
I love it.
I love it, Jeff.
Thank you.
I also know you're working with the Walk of the Stars in Palm Springs, which I have walked across, I've taken pictures with, I've thrown up on.
I think I have to.
I think that makes 3 of us.
Oh my god.
Are you guys ever careful? You're like, no, can't do it on that one. That one, God
No.
forbid it should be on Lisa Vanderpump. She'll be shot dead in the next day. And you're
Oh
like,
my God.
this one's okay.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with Walk of Stars? Because I know that you left Desert Aids Project, and this is kind of like I know you love entertainment, but this is like a whole different direction in terms of serving the community.
Yeah, it's closer to what I really want to be doing because it's more, it's more high profile. It's being social. It's getting involved with something that is kind of fun, kind of light. Because I've been doing HIV service for 7 years, plus another couple of years, and so that that can be kind of taxing. And there's good things going on in that world, but I mean, I was looking for something a little bit different. So the opportunity came up at the chamber, and the chamber actually just took over the contract from the predecessor for the city, and the timing worked out, and I love it. It's going to be amazing.
What I love is that, in Palm Springs, it's such a mix of like old Hollywood. Like we see some of the old, like Carol Cook is going to be getting her
Yes.
star on there. I mean, that's
April
like,
1st.
That's old school. But then you have like Lisa Vanderpump, you have Ross Matthews.
Speaking of John Hughes, Carol Cook was in 16 Candles.
And we had John
What
Dooley.
character?
She was the grandma. She
Yeah.
was Molly Ringwald's grandmother that felt her up.
Holy
Yes.
crap.
She's
I
getting a
didn't even
star.
realize that was the same actress.
Yeah. And from 16 Candles, we had Paul Dooley was on the show, who's played everybody's dad in the
Really?
80s.
Yeah.
That's-
He was supposed to do that Golden Girls spinoff that didn't quite go well.
There's-
Clear your throat.
So how does one get their star?
okay.
Come on, Mayhem.
I'm-
Let's figure this out.
Well,
Take
a
notes.
couple of ways. Right? If
One
you-
day,
if
one
you
day.
yourself-
Another Emmy. And
If
I'll
you
be-
yourself have the money, you can, nominate yourself. I guess,
Ow!
right?
That's not fair.
right. Right. But we're glad some people have nominated.
What is it, Felicity Huffman? Did she buy her own star?
Ooh.
We
She
heard
bought
about
several of them, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Girl, she got arrested, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you
So
arrest
Lori
Felicity
Loughlin,
Huffman?
they turned themselves into
Fraud. What,
She was actually at the
college
show the
credits?
other night.
She was?
Yeah, she came to Mickey's and watched the show the other night.
Really?
But we weren't allowed to say she was there, so I kept just glancing at her. And I'm like, hi.
She's
Like
somebody you
before
want to
the
hang out with,
fall.
though. Like, doesn't
Well, no,
she?
now she's a
Well, now-
she's
I
just
a
can't bel-
jailbird.
No,
Don't
she's
go
got
to her
your
for
back.
advice.
If no, I want her on my side.
No,
She'll be like, I'll bail you out of jail.
Yeah, she's been busted though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
somebody
ask
made.
her for
I'll
advice.
say this. Somebody made a really good point on my Facebook today that, donors have been doing this for years. So,
Oh, yes.
what is the difference? And I said
I felt very strongly about this.
I defended a tiny bit because donors are usually legacy. So it's like family
Right.
through lineage, where generations, the reason that they're donors is because family members have already gone there.
Yeah.
They've already donated.
And we know their
and
kids
that's
are
usually
probably
what-
idiots.
Correct.
Like, we already assumed that.
Correct. So that's why I felt like it was a little different because this was secretive, whereas
But it was
donors
fraud.
donate money.
Fake
Exactly.
scores, photoshopped.
Fraud.
I mean, that is some real Hollywood action.
And that takes away from
Photoshopping.
people that really do have
Correct, right.
those things going for them.
Well, and especially as a minority, I was offered a scholarship to UCLA and USC. That would have been a spot there that
Yeah.
somebody else would have
Yeah.
taken because they were rich enough. No, if you
Right.
have the brains and the
Rich and
ability, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just like drag, you need to perform on all levels.
Yeah.
You did a quote. It's like entering to a drag race, you're gonna have to be funny at some point. You're gonna have to sew your own outfits at some point. You're gonna have to that lip sync on
Yeah.
point
Yep.
at some point because guess what?
Walk the
That's
talk.
the ability to make you a superstar.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
great to know that that's still a thing. You really have to bring it. You know, you have
I
to have
still
the
don't know why
talent.
that was your last episode.
Let's
by
not
the way.
discuss.
I know.
Because we could be here all day. We take another hour.
Chocolate wine. No, I'll take
thank
I'll
God
take a
for the
dozen of those. Okay, so you can nominate yourself.
You can nominate yourself, or, you know, somebody could nominate you. So then it goes through a nominating process. There's a selection committee. If you get through that, then you're really kind of free to go. The city really just kind of does a final, you know, approval.
Yeah.
To make
Do
sure,
you get to
know.
like pick where it is?
I work with them. I work with them on that. I try to find a perfect location.
Bribe this one.
I try to find the perfect location. You know, yeah. So
I want mine in front of like Chill Bar.
but you know what? We could do that. 'Cause
Okay,
there are no
probably.
stars. There are no
Then
stars.
everybody
How
can
to
walk
do this.
over me, not just over my ex-boyfriends.
Yes. Oh,
I
people
want
would
mine. I
fall
want
all
mine in
over
like
ya.
one of those convenience stores. What is it, like 87? That's down there. Like what? What is the? Is it
Well,
not
they used to
7-Eleven?
have.
It's
They used to
Oh,
have the
yeah.
Circle K.
Circle
The
K.
Circle K.
Yes,
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Hello,
got
my
away
brain.
with it
Yeah.
because there was more meth being sold there than anything else. True story.
Okay, maybe I don't want mine
Yeah.
there.
No, true story. That's
story.
from a wheelchair. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
hysterical.
Veterans. You know,
That sounds like a Netflix show or a nonprofit. Meth from a wheelchair.
Oh my God.
We
That's
really
true.
want you to get better.
Yeah.
Get it?
We really,
How about
yeah,
wheelie?
yeah.
Okay. Mayhem's like, thank you, Kurt.
Yeah.
If the straight guy likes my joke, I know it's not bad.
Appreciate it.
So you
Oh,
got-
he has no clue what's going on.
Yeah. No.
Oh, God, he's so cute. Boop, boop. Okay. Where can people find out more about the work you're doing with the chamber? And people can go to the Star dedications.
They can walk over a star. They can walk right up to a star. Go to pschamber.org. That's the Palm Springs Chamber's website. Also, you can go to walkofthestars.com. So, and we're gonna have a new app. So the app is being developed right now by the
Awesome.
folks, Media Mind, that does the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
those
That's
folks
great.
are doing our app. So you gotta have an app.
Well, I love
Congratulations.
I love
Gotta have
everything that you're doing for the city of Palm Springs and
I love that city.
and Pride, because you know Palm Springs has been a sleepy town and it's an older generation.
Yeah.
Social media is not their best. You know, when I do events out there, and you probably know, graphics are not always the best.
true.
It's like, who put that together? That's my kindergarten picture. But bringing social media in, it's really bringing the generations together. And what I do love about Palm Springs is you can go to the bar, or you can walk down the street, you can have a conversation with somebody you would never have a conversation with ever in West Hollywood or LA, and it works.
I think people are happy to be there. They move there.
It
they
really
want to be
is,
there,
yeah.
and it shows.
Yeah.
It's reflected in their.
Well, Jeff, you're going to help me interview these fabulous queens. Let me formally introduce our guest for tonight. Guess who finally decided to crash the party? Mayhem Miller, not to be confused by the boxer Mayhem Miller. Google doesn't even know what to do when you put that name in.
know,
By the
yes.
way.
It's hilarious because I get
love
it
it.
all the time. People
I'm
are
sure.
like, "You're not Mayhem Miller," and I'm like, "Actually,
Do you know
I
Mayhem
could
Miller?
be. I could be. Oh.
But he does know who I am. We have
Oh.
corresponded a few times.
There has to be some music video that you guys do together. I mean, there
Yeah.
has
I
to be.
told him I want to just go out and have beers with him because he's
Totally.
crazy as fuck, just like me.
Race
Ooh,
and mayhem. Yeah.
No, it's fun.
No,
and like, and before you got into drag, you were kind of like, you were a little
You were a go-go
manly.
boy.
That's how I got
Even
my
before
name. was
Go-Go Boy.
being- I was a troublemaker.
You got your name from Tommy
Really?
Lee's
That too.
nether regions.
Well, because it's so big and beautiful. I was like, I couldn't take
See,
my
big
eyes
is
off
beautiful. BearRoadMagazine.com. To watch Mayhem is to both be alive and dead, as she will bless and slay her way to your anxiously beating heart and other body parts. With her talon, she will pluck you from the mundane and gift you with a purpose of being. She is the show, and the show is she. Mayhem. Hailing from the jewel of the Inland Empire, nothing has ever been called the jewel of the Inland Empire. Riverside.
Until now.
I saw a production of
Her
Evita
and
in
Morgan
Riverside, by the
share
way.
that.
It was good.
Wait, what?
I saw a production of Evita in Riverside, and it was really good.
Really?
It was like the San Bernardino
Oh,
cultural. It was really good.
Yes, they do have a lot of good shows there.
Mayhem Miller, a.k.a. Daquan Johnson, has proven herself to be a paragon of what the Southern California drag scene has come to produce. She has performed and worked her way through the last 16 years of broom closet dressing rooms, hours-long traffic jams to serve you a polished product that is truly unique and multifaceted. She has produced her own shows in L.A., Riverside, Palm Springs, San Diego, from her home bar of VIP in Riverside in the United States to Oz nightclub in Adelaide, Australia, Australia. Nice, very nice. Mayhem has persevered not just within the nightlife drag circuits, but in elevating her performances to the next level, and elevating those around her, by the way, I might add. You can now find her at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles and on Netflix and Cherry Pop. She has worked in outreach for UC Riverside and interviewed for Huffington Post and BuzzFeed. She has been featured in photography books and walked down scores of runways, including our favorite Marco. Yes. She appeared in RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10 and RuPaul's Drag Race Holiday Spectacular. I have to be honest, that was a little difficult to watch, except for you. She also, it was. I was like, oh God, Ross. She also appeared in Lip Sync Battle with Miss Needy League, so we love us some Miss Needy League. Appeared with Rita Ora in Germany's Next Top Model, and will appear in Iggy Azalea's upcoming single, Sally Walker. And of course, she lives on in meme history, and look what a handsome boy she is.
Aww, thank you.
I love this picture, by the way. This is like your CD cover. But just like Christian ballads. Christian ballads is all this.
Let's make
I
you
was
wait.
a little Christian singer at one point.
I know. Well, and then you got sent to conversion therapy, but we're going to talk about that. Welcome, Mayhem Miller!
Hey, hi.
Also joining us, Woody Woodbeck resides in LA, but is originally from upstate New York, which we know because he won't stop telling us. He must be vegan, too. He started out in radio journalism at a young age, but migrated to producing TV 12 years after moving to California. He's a reality TV producer, is part of the Emmy award-winning team for Netflix hit series Queer Eye, which we love. His lengthy resume includes shows such as BET's Hustle in Brooklyn, VH1's Beauty Bar, and Bravo's Real Housewives of Dallas, Real Housewives of Potomac, and Southern Charm New Orleans, just to name a few. He's also an LGBTQ activist and an outspoken political junkie who has volunteered for several presidential campaigns and was part of President Obama's Leadership Council.
Yay,
Welcome,
yeah.
Woody.
Thank you.
And he likes Mariah Carey.
I do. We both love
No,
Mariah
we
Carey.
love Mariah Carey.
advocate.
You don't understand.
No, I don't understand.
Mariah.
Oh my God.
Don't be shady.
If I did the show like Mariah, I'd be like, can you guys introduce yourself and pour your own drink?
And you haven't seen her in the past year.
No, I'm
They
I'm
changed
kidding.
everything.
Mariah was a performer before the other performers hit the scene. She
Correct.
did lay down the foundation. I'm just teasing.
Yes.
For the
The
most part.
voice of a generation.
She is the voice.
That's right.
She's the 8 octaves or 12
Well,
octaves
I
of a
was gonna say
generation.
him for every dog generation too. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's really,
yes,
you
yes,
know?
like, yes.
No, I'm like in all due respect.
No, her
Yeah.
tones. Before I came out, I pretended I had a crush on Mariah. And my mom was like, oh, Mariah's your girl. I'm like, someday I'm going to come out.
Aw.
That's amazing.
We're going to get to so many fun stories for each of your careers and everything. But I just want to know, we're making huge strides in the LGBT presence in the entertainment industry. Do you guys think it's too much now? Are we oversaturated? Are we sacrificing quality just to be seen on TV?
Oh my God, no way.
Well, I love this. I love this reaction.
I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form because I think that being visual and being present in every form of culture is very important. Mm-hmm. I think I was just talking about this today because I use the form of Colin Kaepernick in a lot of ways. I talk about being a white male, understanding what white privilege is. I understand that in a lot of ways that makes me very susceptible to my white friends who don't understand what white privilege is.
Can you understand it as a white man?
100%. Absolutely.
Can you empathize or can you understand?
No, I both. 100%. I think that for me, because if you look at my resume, not that I'm going to spit it off, but if you look at my resume, most of the shows that I do are with black cast. And I do well with them because I relate to them in some way, even though it's not the same regard with fighting for LGBT rights, I still understand their plight in some way.
I would say, as a Latino man, if somebody says, "Oh, but I hang out with the Latino community, I'm so in," which would probably make you more Latino. I can't even speak Spanish, but
Can you really understand what racism is like, though? Because I can't.
I 100%. I'm not
that's
saying.
the problem
I'm
with
not
privilege.
saying.
It's
that.
unfortunate.
You guys, this show, I was like, let's do an easy question to move in.
I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form. What I'm saying is I understand, and I understand the privilege that I have from my skin color.
Right. And it's good
Which
to
means
become
I
more
will
aware.
support
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I will vocalize my support
Right.
for the black community in every way, shape, or form I have the opportunity to.
Malachi Ray Ball says, "Love you, May. Riverside in the house."
Yes.
Thank you, Malachi. Now, Mayhem, your reaction was a little bit different. And just bring it. This is what I love about this show.
See, do I think there's oversaturation? I guess it depends in what realm.
Okay, so we hear somebody's doing a gay web series, and we all go, another gay web series that's probably poorly lit, poorly written, whatever. Or there's another gay actor who has a major role, and we're like, oh, God, I can't act.
Right.
That was my biggest problem with Pose, and I got so much hate email for this. You know what I love, Mayhem, is that you also get hate email from some of the statements that you make.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, this is who we are, and we're not, obviously we're not racist, we're not homophobic, we're not, so get that out of your head. Right. But we say our opinion. Pose had some of the worst acting I've ever seen on a major network, and it was so uneven, right? But if I say that, then, oh, I'm transphobic.
I got in trouble for saying something like that.
So, okay.
And
but why should we call each other on this?
For me, I was like, okay, look, yeah, I say I'm an actor, but am I really an actor?
I saw you in Cherry Pop, girl. But you act when you get on stage,
Yeah, but I was like, okay, some of this acting is not great. But we're just because it's there, are we supposed to be like, oh my God, this is so great? And I'm like, no, it's not actually. And I'm like,
thank you.
And then that's when people get mad when they say, okay, well, this straight actor is playing a gay part. Mm-hmm. This is not right. This is not fair. I'm like, an actor is an actor. Right. Who can bring it
That's
and
what
do
acting
it?
Is.
And
That's an actor.
Jamie Foxx played Ray Charles. Should we only have blind black men that would have played that role?
And that's really how you can rate them. That's the metric of how good they are, right? How believable are they?
And the story is still being told, by the way. Yeah. Whether
I'm happy that the stories are being told.
Right.
I'm happy for the visibility.
Yeah.
But if the quality is going to be...
It's going to turn people off.
I'm like,
and that's not helpful.
I'm like, come on, no. We could find some other people.
Literally, tons.
Thank you. And I have a problem with the Will and Grace reboot. That it's so much. It's like, well, I want to focus more on them. Not you don't have to sell every funny line like wink, wink at the camera, or I don't need 20 Trump jokes in an episode. Like
it really
our community knows what's going on. We don't need to make cheap jokes. So
I'm confused because wasn't that exactly what the first version of the show was?
You have to realize I was not a fan of the first version, and until it was to the last 3 seasons, because then it got comfortable. It's like we're a show about people and friends,
right?
Rather than gay.
Yeah, and they would make fun of people. They would really kind of go for people. And
I guess my disagreement of the
I love this, by the way. Usually when the show's like, yes!
Is like, my point is that visibility is what we need.
True.
In every capacity.
But good visibility.
But your good visibility doesn't mean it's the same as my good visibility.
But you have to be able to
act. Because I was called the F word growing up in upstate New York, where I didn't have much visibility. Mm-hmm. And I looked at Queer Eye, the original, and I looked at Will and Grace, and I looked at the first season of Project Runway, where I had Jay, the overweight guy who was an amazing fashion designer who won that season, who I completely related with on every level, even before I even knew it. Is different.
On a stellar level.
I'm saying that is what we've been fighting for on a personal level, just with marriage equality and all that jazz, and Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and all that. Like, why should entertainment be any different? Don't we want, even if we don't relate to it, don't we want and that's the one thing that I love about Drag Race. You could watch, and there's one contestant that somehow speaks to you in some way that maybe understands who you were and how you were born and how you were raised and what you grew up with and the surroundings you survived that makes the show so great.
And I do love that. I love the fact that that Drag Race is now on VH1, which was predominantly a hip-hop a channel, that we know that's a community that doesn't always respond to LGBT and to drag. And I'm sure you can speak to that with your own family situation. And I'm glad for that. But then the show, now I'm like, okay, are we just about beautiful outfits now? Or are we actually about the talent? Or are we overselling some of the sad storylines? If I hear or see Eureka cry one more goddamn time, It ruins some of the actuality, which I love about Queer Eye, which I love that you were a part of that show. That is some sincere stuff. And I love that the focus, we love the guys in Queer Eye. Of course we do. They've got personality. They're talented.
They all bring something different.
But every episode is really about the storylines of who the story is about.
Can
That's
I
what I love.
tell you a story?
Please do.
When we were filming that show, obviously it was a huge full circle moment for me, like Oprah would say, because that was the show that helped me come out 16 years ago now. And I remember we filmed season 1, season 2 back to back in Atlanta. And I remember being at lunch and I remember looking at my boss going, oh God, please don't let the gays hate it. Please don't let the gays hate it. Because I felt the heart of the show, and I'm a super emotional, like, sensitive guy, so I was like, please.
In reality TV, how do you survive?
I mean, listen, when I'm getting a check, I'm getting a check, honey. But then,
Honey, that check
you gotta check the
your
girl at
mind.
the door. Yeah, exactly. But ultimately, with Queer Eye, I felt like I was very scared because I know how judgmental the LGBTQ community can be, and I was like, holy crap, please don't hate the show. Please don't hate the show. And then when the show came out, and we felt the love and support and like the notoriety of everything that we thought, I think, and my bosses thought the show would be, and the cast thought the show would be, came through.
Does Netflix
We were
give
all
you more
like-
freedom to?
Well, I mean, I'm low man on the totem pole, to be honest. But like my bosses, like they knew that going into the show, we were going to be able to. If you watch the first round of the show, the first round of the show was the Fab Five were like over the top, right?
Right.
And you never really knew anything about them. Whereas like we had the opportunity,
Which
with
in
digital,
some instances was probably a good thing.
Probably, but with the new cast, they were so layered and dynamic that we were able to kind of shine through with their personality.
And that's why I love. They weren't trying to play the gay guys on the show.
Correct.
They were
just a part of
them,
it, right.
Which is some of the sincerity I wish we saw. That's what I'm talking about. The oversaturation. So everybody's like gay, gay, gay. That no, we want to see you as a person.
The authenticity. You know, I want it to be
Right.
authentic. I want it to be truthful. I want the stories to be real. I don't want it to be something forced in a caricature of what you think everyone wants to see. Because I
Right.
think that's the confusion that a lot of people think when it comes to reality television and LGBT representation is that it has to be this big old like
Yeah.
And what's real
ridiculous.
about that?
And
Really?
I'm like,
Right.
no one relates to that.
Right.
Because you have executives that are like, okay, let's look at numbers. Let's look. What like a white man executive and whatever thinks of what the mass wants. And this is what I love also is you and I have the same opinion of RuPaul's Drag Race when it comes to the finale in terms of gimmicks and like what sells. Anytime a queen does a death drop or rips their drag off, they
Baby.
win. You gave a quote, and I want you to talk about that as to like your final lip sync, and we know that you lip synced a few times. Celebrity Skin lip sync was one of my absolute favorites, and Courtney and Eleven I used to hang out, by the way.
Which still gets on my nerves that it did not make, for our reunion, it
Yeah.
did not make the list of best lip syncs for the season. Because, and I'm not saying because it was me, but I'm saying just the lip sync itself was one of the best of the season.
And talk about a song that doesn't fit really into that genre. It wasn't bubblegum pop like ba 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 ba.
This was a rock song,
Yeah.
and the thing was, I was so happy that I was at the bottom that week because I was like, this is the opportunity for me to show the world and the judges that Mayhem is not what you think Mayhem is. I am a true entertainer, and I know what to do, and I know how to do everything. Because a true entertainer, a true drag queen, has versatility and has variety, and is well-rounded and well-versed in the art of drag. So I was like, oh, honey, bring that rock song, honey, because the thing is, I love Courtney Love, and I'm a 90s child.
Yeah.
So I'm all down for all the alternative music from the 90s. Let's do this.
Especially Courtney, are you kidding?
I was excited to do that lip sync, and you know, when it came to my last lip sync, Man, I Feel Like a Woman is a song that opens up my Friday night
Every
shows
Fridays, yeah.
for the past 10 years.
And that outfit, I got exactly what you were doing when you walked in.
And I'm like, the challenge actually was denim and diamonds with a strong country flair. That's what the description said when we got our email. And so I said, strong country flair, denim and diamonds. Oh, baby, we're going to the rodeo.
It's the Grand Ole Opry.
This is, honey.
Yeah.
I said, all right. So when we were all in the
This is
workroom,
the look, Kurt. Yeah. Oh, look at you, proud girl. You're
Yeah,
like, I
right.
know I won.
Oh, I was like, let the
Hey,
drop
Black
beat.
Barbie,
Let
you
the
know,
drop. Let the beat drop. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So like that was the direction I went, and they had,
Your makeup is beat. I mean,
and they said
Always
denim.
is.
So I thank you.
Like today.
I was like denim, and I knew I was like everyone's gonna be basic. Everyone's gonna do blue jean, and I said no. I'm gonna find the brightest denim I could find,
Yep.
and I found fuchsia denim. Where? In the corner of a store in the middle of downtown LA. I was like, what is that pink over there? And I was like, please tell me this is denim. He was like, it is denim.
And nobody else in the room saw this.
No, this is not on the show. This is before we got there.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I brought that. I made that at home and brought it with me.
So what happens then? Because so they send you what the challenges are going to be, so you show prepared. Because
They-
I'm always amazed that
No. They don't tell you what the challenge is. They tell you what you should bring, and it's very, very vague. So it's like the description for that week's runway was denim and diamond, strong country flair. Mm-hmm. That's it. So we didn't know what the challenge was going to be that week. We just know we needed a look that had to be within that description.
So you have some freedom there. I mean,
well, they let you know to an extent because they can't make those lavish outfits. In
Well, no.
Yeah, like,
Some
what's
of
the
us
reality?
can. Some of us can.
Sure.
Most of it just can't.
But they want to give you equal playing ground.
Because, I guess, for some girls, they would like for them to last in the show.
Sure.
And some people lack.
Oh my God,
Actual
Mayhem, we have
talent.
so many questions. How many days does an actual challenge cover? Is it literally one day, or is it like a couple of days?
See, I can't tell that.
Okay,
So you can't
I've
tell how
heard
long
that. Yeah.
it takes to prepare, or from the time that you get that email to the show.
You get a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. That's. I mean,
Like
Forget-
you get.
do you know?
You
it's-
probably can't say that, and I probably shouldn't ask, noting that I've worked for World of Wonder before. But
Yeah, but I can.
but I imagine that if I were a spectator, and speaking as I've never been an employee of World of Wonder, I think they give them all of them up front, so they're prepared fully when they come into.
I just want to know like how much time they actually have, because some of the outfits that walk down are like that was made professionally.
Right.
It was.
Have you ever
it's
looked at
unbelievable.
an email and said, "Oh no," or have you looked at it and be like, "I know exactly where to start"?
For me, when I got my emails for when I was going to the show, I was ready to go. I was like, I saw it and it was a plan of attack. I was like, all right,
That's awesome.
boom, 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 boom. I need to get
You're
these.
from here, so you know where to go. You know where to look.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I
that's
knew
great.
who to call. I
Yeah.
have my arsenal of designers that I
Got
work
your
with all the
resources.
time. I was like, okay, boom, I got to call these people. I need to call in favors from
Mm-hmm.
every direction I can because it's so much. One person cannot do it on their own.
That's Inland
See,
Empire.
that's good to
resourceful.
know. And also, you also have some benefit. Maybe it was a benefit that it took a while for you to get cast because you've had to do this for your nightclub. It's like, oh, the theme is this. And you're like, okay, well, I got to get this together. And I know you worked for many years for free, and so you had to like make these outfits for free. We have so many questions about the reality of the reality show, and I know you can say a little and not too much.
Well, where's the vodka? Because
Oh, it's right there.
I'm for
She
it.
spills tea the more she drinks.
So it's no secret that I love Bravo TV and I love Real Housewives of fill in the blank. If it was Real Housewives of Guadalajara, I would watch it. We have a special surprise. You know, Woody was on the production team for Real Housewives of Dallas. You guys, Kurt, do you mind if we call our special guest? Cary Deuber from Real Housewives of Dallas.
Wow.
Let's see if she picks
She's
up.
waiting.
I know she's vacationing. So
She
maybe,
is vacationing
Yeah, so
right
maybe I hope she's hit
Did
the
you hear the
sauce.
sound of the?
Hello?
Oh my
There
God!
she
Is this
is.
Cary?
Oh
Oh.
my God, it is.
Oh my God, girl, you're on vacation, are you not?
Alex.
Hey, you're on vacation.
I am in Cabo.
Yes.
I am. If you hear a mariachi band in the background, sorry, that's me. Yeah, I'm in Cabo on vacation. I'm in La Fontana.
Yes. Hey.
Mark and I brought her down here. Woody, what are you doing?
Hey, girl.
Hey, boo, hey.
This is so crazy.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, girl. So much fun. All right. Before I ask you some questions, I need you to spill the tea on Woody as part of the production team. How good is he on set?
Oh my gosh, Woody is fantastic. I love him. He's wonderful. Always really professional, and even when I scream at him, he is super sweet.
No, she's with her husband.
Even when I have a meltdown, he's really good.
He's that way in real life, by the way. If you have a breakup, you text Woody.
I mean, I'll tell you
If you're having a crisis, you call the man.
It's true. I tell you, like, honestly, season 3 was such a up and down roller coaster. Literally, Cary and I did a roller coaster, my first roller coaster ever when we were in Copenhagen together. But I just love being able to tell.
Oh my God, it was!
It was my first roller coaster ever, yeah. But I just love being able, I think being a reality TV producer, I'm able to tell stories, and being able to tell Carrie's stories with her husband, Mark, and Zuri, her amazing daughter, who I love, and telling their story in Copenhagen and her family was one of the highlights of my career, because ultimately my job is to tell stories, and I'm privileged and honored when you have a story that means so much to somebody on the show. And it was great to see the coming together of her and her father, and kind of what that lineage meant and what it meant to her family, and that was great to me.
What I loved was that Bravo took the time, because we know Bravo loves to go from episode to what's the next drama to what's the next drama. It was like a 3-episode arc, which I really appreciated, because we got to take that journey with you, Cary. And as a viewer and as a fan, I love it. Sometimes on Bravo we get so wrapped up in like the throwing drinks in people's faces and the cat fights.
Right.
This was a lot of fun. Are you still close to your family in Copenhagen?
Yeah. Actually, I just was emailing with them yesterday, and they're doing really well. And it was just so lovely. And I think Woody put it perfectly that, it was nice to have that ability to just go there and show people, like, what it's like, and it was real life and reality. And it was a really great story, and I watch it back and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is something that I'll have forever, and something that I got to share with my husband and my daughter. And now I have a relationship with my family in Copenhagen, and it's fantastic. It really is.
Well, and I love Copenhagen, so next time you go, Woody and I are going to join, and we're going to take you to all the gay bars there.
Right?
Cary, I have to know.
It's so much fun. Copenhagen is fantastic. Yeah, it's so much fun. Amazing food, amazing drinks, amazing atmosphere. I love it there.
Cary, that reunion was a little tumultuous. What did you do the day after the reunion wrapped?
You know what? My husband and daughter has come up, because it was the day the reunion filmed. It was my 9-year wedding anniversary, the day before, I think the day of, and my daughter's birthday, her 6th birthday was the next day. And so I was like, I can't not see my husband and my kiddo. So they flew up that night. My husband and I had like a romantic anniversary dinner in Manhattan. And then the next day I took Zuri ice skating at Rockefeller Center, and went shopping, went to American Girl Doll, just mommed it up completely.
I love that.
So, you would think
mom.
I'd be out partying and whatever. No, I'm 42, my husband's 51, my daughter's 6. I was totally family, spamming it up.
I would have been watching Judge Judy for 12 hours with Papa John's and Panda Express.
Right? Thank you. Thank you.
Cary,
it's hard when you're older. It's no thanks. I just want to be in my pajamas in my bed.
That's amazing.
girl, but I'm going to take you out. Cary, it's so exciting to talk to you. I'm such a huge fan of the show. Do you mind doing our rapid fire 5?
Absolutely. Yeah, no worries. I love rapid fire.
Okay. If you could kiss, marry, or...
I got a couple of tequila shots.
Oh, good. Yes. If you could kiss, marry, or kill, or you have to kiss, marry, kill somebody from season 3, who would they be?
Oh, gosh. Kiss Brandy. Marry. I'd marry Leanne, and I'd kill Deandra.
Oh, God. I have a lot to say about that, but I won't. Cary, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Okay, good. My biggest pet peeve. People who aren't efficient. I'm like a complete efficiency model. Like my whole life is around efficiency, and I can't stand people who waste my time.
That's why we worked well together. Because I'm a Virgo, and I'm like, let's go.
I'm a Virgo, but I'm the least Virgo. Like I must have been premature
right?
or
Oh
too
no,
late.
that's why
He's
we were
Virgo,
together. I was
yeah.
like, get mic'd, let's go, let's shoot the scene. We got another scene. Like we worked very well.
I'm like, is there another time for a bottle before? Cary, I know you have a new house and that it's huge and beautiful, but let's pretend that your closet was built so small that you could only put 3 items to keep in that closet. What are those 3 items?
I bet you I know one of them, but I'm gonna hear.
Gosh. I mean, probably one of my Birkins, one of my Kellys, and my favorite pair of Louboutins.
Oh God, girl, you're ready to go.
That's all I need. I don't need clothes. I just need shoes and a handbag, honey. That's all I need.
With that body,
kind
you
of
are
lady.
right. Yes, girl.
I don't need clothes.
I know that your husband cooks. He's a consummate chef. What dish do you think that you could make better than your husband?
Oh gosh. You know what? I make better pasta dough than him. I make all the homemade pasta dough. I follow Thomas Keller's recipe.
Oh.
I do all that myself, and I'm better. So.
You're talking to the right person
Al
about
dente,
pasta.
yeah.
I've never met a carb I dislike. We know that you love your accessories.
Oh, me either.
Girl, please look at your picture. Look at mine. We know that you love your accessories. What is one accessory every woman must spend money on?
I mean, for me, it's definitely handbags and shoes. Like, I think those are, like, for me, the most important things. Because, I mean, if you put the great thing about handbags and shoes, you put a great pair of shoes, great handbag, and it doesn't even matter what you're wearing. Like, you can go to Target, put together an outfit, but if you, like, put on your Birkin or your Kelly and put on a great pair of shoes, you look fantastic.
I totally agree. It makes you feel a little bit better. And I'll be honest, if you were to do like a test
It makes you feel better.
with outfits, is this Target or is it Prada?
They would
People
never
like,
know.
they would never know. Cary, what a fun
People
treat!
don't know.
Yeah,
People
what
don't
a
know.
fun treat to have you. So should we expect a season 4 or?
I mean, they keep me on lockdown with that stuff, but I'm sure you've seen the blogs and so forth. I mean, you guys can figure it out, but, you have to wait and see.
All right, Cary, thank you so much. Let's let you get back to your vacation, and I'll see you at
You're so
Leanne's.
welcome.
I'll see you at Leanne's wedding.
Absolutely.
I love you, Cary. Give Zerzer a hug from me.
Okay, perfect. Love you, honey.
I love you,
Y'all
too.
have fun. I'm going to go have another margarita.
Tell Mark I said hi.
Hi. Viva la Rafa.
Take care.
I will. Okay.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, girl.
honey.
Thanks.
So I love how she talked about like the essential accessories. Mayhem, we got so many emails from starting out drag queens.
Okay.
We know it costs a lot of money in order to even get lashes. The makeup costs money, and these are people that are working many jobs. And then they have to track all their stuff to the club, maybe not get paid, maybe get $20 in tips, maybe get $100 in tips, which doesn't even pay. What is your advice to a queen that's starting out on a budget, and what things should they absolutely spend their budget on?
Ooh, that's a good
That is a really good one. I never get asked that. I always get, what kind of advice do you give a new queen?
This is very...
Because
Because I got many emails about
These are
this.
the tools.
Yeah.
What a drag queen must, a list of must, I would say that you will want to invest in at least one good costume. At least one. Because you can use that costume for a number, and you can repeat that number over and over and over, and you can make your money back from investing in that costume. So let's just say that costume costs you $200. You can go do a couple shows and you will make that back. And so then you have the money now to go and invest in another good costume. So that's how you just have to build up your arsenal, I call it. Your closet is your arsenal when it comes to a drag queen, because what you bring out of that closet is what you're taking to a stage, and that's what's going to get you some money. So you have to invest money into your drag, because if you don't look the part, people are not going to tip you.
That takes a talent in and of itself. I mean, really, that you have to know all of those things about what people are going to want, what works best for you.
A lot of people think that you need a lot, and you don't need a lot. You just need quality things. You just need something that looks good. So have one good wig, one good outfit, one, you don't have to have the most expensive things. Just have it look good
and have it fit well.
Do some things actually that you're wearing make you feel better or different than something that you might wear the night before? Like, do you have something that brings more of you out, more mayhem?
My lashes.
Girl, her lashes came out of the womb before she did. It's like the doctor's like, we have lashes.
I will not do drag if I do not have lashes or if I don't have nails. Those are the two things that I need that completes the whole thing for me.
So without lashes, would you say
I'm rocking no wig, and a lot of people would think, no, you have to have a wig. Oh my God, you're a drag queen.
Until now?
Oh no.
I had no idea there's no wig. It's
that's the look.
Yeah.
And like I'm sitting right here, and it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that episode of Queer Eye where you guys went into, and we're gonna tie this all together. This is how good I am. It was about a religious mom, and she had lost her hair to cancer, and Queer Eye team made her feel good. They just reshaped the hair a little bit, but she was gorgeous. But it was dealing with religion versus faith, because they're two different things, versus sexual identity and what we consider beauty. And I loved what you guys did with that episode. When you guys prepare for an episode, who determines what direction to go into? Some episodes are just fun, and it's like, oh, it's a marriage proposal. It doesn't have the weight of this religious heaviness.
Highly sensitive stuff right there.
I mean, every producer was assigned different episodes, so I did not produce that episode, although I admire that episode greatly. But if I can use an example that's kind of similar, Skylar is the episode for me where I said, this is what I'm meant to do. And Skylar is my transgendered transgender guy who was on the show, season 2, who got a makeover from the guys. First day, production meeting, had all the heroes on the wall. And they said, we had a transgendered male. And I said, I want to do the episode. And my boss said, why? And I said, because Wendy Williams called me a douchebag because I called her out on her transphobic comments, and I want to prove her wrong. And my boss said, okay, you can do that episode. And I became so close and bonded with Skylar because I felt like as a gay man, we didn't do enough. We don't do enough for our trans brothers and sisters. And I felt that for a long time. And I've heard that from a lot of my gay brothers and sisters.
There's a divide. There's
a weird
There's a divide
that
in that community.
Correct. Where we don't necessarily talk about it, but we should.
I'm a part of it. Part of it is ignorance, and I've done my part to try to educate myself.
Sure.
But there is a split.
Yeah.
Gay guys, it's like, well, it's our fight, not their fight, and it's like.
But it's our fight. That's
that
where
takes
that's
education and conversations like this.
Correct. And so for me, when I met Skylar, we met at a Thai food restaurant that was a part of a gas station.
Oh my God, Thai food sounds so good.
And it was, right? Spring rolls all day. But we met and we just became really close. And I got that notion of being like, I can do something special with this episode, especially because as we went into production, we realized that the show was going to go live in 180 countries, and we had an opportunity to do something very special with the show. And Skylar and I became great. So if you watch the episode, we became very close. Still to this day, we text every day. That's my brother. I love him. And if you watch the episode, the first 4 minutes of the episode is footage of him having his top surgery. And the reason that is a part of the show is because of the relationship I cultivated with Skylar. Because Skylar called me and said, would you guys, and called my executive producer and was like, would you guys want to film this? And after having many conversations, I said, it doesn't make sense for me to go in there with a camera crew because it feels so invasive, and it feels like, what is the audience going to think? Like, I went in there with a sound guy, and I went in there with a camera guy, and like,
but that's
like,
reality
we were trying to
TV.
produce it,
You know,
but it
we
felt more real because I filmed it on an iPad. And it was me in full medical garb, and everything you saw in that first 4 minutes was something I filmed.
And he probably needed you to be there, too.
Correct. the mutual support we had, and that's what I love about these kind of shows. The message that we're able to cultivate with bridging the gaps of just within our own community. You know, like that's what's so great about it.
Because our community is so divisive.
Correct, which
Yeah.
I hate.
Yeah.
You know, like it really burns my biscuit. As
Twinks versus
they would say.
seniors.
So,
Yeah, then you get
know,
sub
Muscle boys
categories.
versus bears.
Yeah.
You know, it's so like we have to have a bear party. No, let's have a party, and
Yeah.
you know, let's
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
let's see who comes.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Queer Eye and the work that you do is you are able to bring that heart, and we as gay men bring a little something else to it.
Yeah.
Daquan, I want to know how Daquan is different than Mayhem.
Ooh.
We're talking
Always
about
the question I've always wanted to ask.
because you know we're talking about who we are, and you're able to work behind the scenes. You were in front of the camera for a while, but you're able to work that in. You know, you're out and proud, and you're working with the city of Palm Springs. Hello, I couldn't be more out if I tried. But your persona is Mayhem, and people think that they know who Mayhem is.
Oh, yes.
But who is Daquan, and how is that different than Mayhem?
It's so weird because in the beginning of me doing drag, I was very adamant about Daquan and Mayhem, completely different things. Do not confuse the two. Don't call me, you know, with she and he, you know, you have to keep it very, very separate. And then I was like, why am I doing that? I'm like, this is so stupid because I'm the same person. Mayhem is just an extension of who Daquan is.
But right, that's the extension. Kurt, can you play the video while we talk about this? It's the extension, though. It's not how you wake up. It's not how you go to bed. It's not how you go to the laundromat. It's not, or if you do. Like, I don't know that about you because your social media, everything is Mayhem.
Is that more you when you're behind the lashes?
No, I think it's not like, you know, some people are like, oh, I put on the character. It's not a character. It's truly myself. It's just the little boy in me that when I was younger wanted to be fabulous, you know, that would watch She-Ra and watch, you know,
She-Ra,
like,
it's coming back, by the way.
Is
It
it?
looks terrible.
No.
It
I'm
looks awful.
really over these reboots
Yes,
of
I
everything.
agree.
I just
Man, when they brought
bring the
Spokes back,
classics.
I was like, damn it.
Because here's the video that we're playing.
Oh my god! One of my makeup tutorials. Oh yes.
Come on, Bland.
Well, you know, I had to teach the kids something.
But I know that, like, when you first started going to the clubs, like, you even called yourself, you're like, oh, I looked a little thug, and, you know, this is what I was doing.
When I first came out, I was like, okay. I throughout high school and stuff. I went straight acting, and you know, I was just like, no, I'm not that. I'm a dude, you know, and I wanted to carry that over. And then once I like came out, I was like, I don't have to keep that on me. That I could take that weight off. I don't have to be this alpha male dude, you know, like, oh my god, I have to be this stereotypical black guy, like. No, I could be me. And so I let that go, and then I embraced all the gay of me. And I was like, give me the glitter. I'm going to be wearing all the glitter in the crop tops. And baby, I did it all. I was so
That
gay.
was Morgan.
You learned how to
It
act.
was Morgan. She was a huge influence on my
her fake Scottish
gayness.
accent.
So you kind of learned the skill of acting from a young age, really.
Yeah, because I had to hide all my life, you know, especially being a gay man of color. It's very different because, you know, especially at home, like I could not be the person I wanted to be. I had to put on this facade of, all right, lower your voice.
Yeah.
Stand up
And
straight.
Riverside
and be very,
isn't Palm Springs.
Oh,
Even
God,
though it's
no.
very close, it's still
No.
family-oriented. And
But it's funny, when you go to Palm Springs, you have people like, oh, well, I'm not out, and I'm visiting from Riverside. You know, that's
That
like a big thing. And I know, Mayhem, like, your family coming out story it's not roses.
Oh, no.
There was a few nights that you were not at home, and there was religion involved.
Yes.
But things are okay now.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing how time and exposure really changes things. Me coming out to my family and exposing them to my life and the way that I was, and not hiding it anymore from them really helped them grow.
Yes.
And it opened their eyes because they were for a long time against everything that I had. Anything I was doing, they just didn't want no part of it.
because they didn't know you yet. Right?
And
Well, and their religion told them everything they had believed.
Yeah.
You changed.
yeah, my family was just a very religious family, and you know, I I'm a religious person too. I tell people I'm a gay Christian, and I'm not ashamed of that. You can still be both. You know, a lot of people think that you have to pick one or the other. You
really
and I'm
should
like,
be
so
both.
wrong.
Yeah, you could be both.
and so like, you know, now my family is completely different. They celebrate they celebrate Mayhem, I think, more than I do. It was so funny. My dad had a friend over one day, and I was there at the house, and his friend came in and was like, "Hey, Mayhem," and I was like, and it didn't click at first because I'm so used to everyone calling me Mayhem. And I was like, wait, I'm in my mom and dad's house. And someone just said Mayhem. And I'm like looking at him. And I'm like, what did you just say? He's like, oh my God, I was watching you on that show. And oh my God, you on that RuPaul's show is so funny. And so you're so pretty. And da-da-da. And I'm like,
That is very
That's
true.
awesome.
what? And my dad was like, yeah, my son's pretty cool. And I was like,
awesome.
oh my God.
And I know, like, you ran into your dad on, like, one of your first, like, when you were first doing drag years ago.
Yes.
Like, that was the night of the big
the
big
night
fight?
The night that me and my family had our tumultuous divide was I went home and drag one night. It was Halloween, and I knew they were all asleep. I was like, oh, it's midnight. Everyone's asleep. I can run in the house, grab something really quick, head to the after party. Run in the house, grab my stuff, coming down the stairs, and I meet my dad head on. And he's like, what is, and I'm like, oh my God. So I try to like jet past him, and he like blocks me. He's like, what is going on? What are you wearing? Why you look like this? And my mom wakes up, and she's like, what are you doing? Why would you do this? And I'm just like, it's just a costume. It's Halloween. I'm just, and they're like, how do you disrespect our house like this? And it just escalated from there. It just kept getting worse and worse, and it just built up to the point where I had to leave the house. And I ended up leaving. I got in my friend's car. We went back to the club, and I went.
Dance first.
And I was like, I'm
love.
gonna dance, and I'm gonna just dance this off and have me a good old time and have my cocktails. The lights went up, everyone left, and then I realized, oh wait, I have nowhere to go. What am I gonna do? And then that's when I always say my angel showed up, and my dear friend showed up and pulled over and was like, what are you doing? Because I was just walking down the street, and I was like, I guess I'm going to go to the local park and just go, like, sleep on the bench and try to figure this out. And he was like, no. You're going to get in this car, and we're going to figure this out together. And he saved my life that night.
Wow.
Look where you are now. You know, we had Wilson Cruz on the show last week, and, you know, he spent a long time homeless with his family. And these are the stories that we don't hear from people that, you know, we think, oh, such a glamorous life, that it comes from this. And we're not all lucky to come out in a very supportive life. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm going to shed a tear. You better stop.
Totally.
But here's the reality, and as a reality TV producer, you know, there is reality behind anybody who's on camera. Whether it's manufactured, whether we're flipping a table, whether on Real Housewives of Dallas, this is who we are. And
That was authentic.
Yeah,
though.
that was.
Yeah.
God, you shouldn't have
And
been
people
kicked
can
off.
relate to what you just said, I think, more than, you know, skipping over all of that, you know. Hearing your stories is really inspiring.
Well, there's many more. Trust.
Kurt, let's take a peek at Mayhem walking into the room and surprising us all
Oh, God,
in
what?
season 10.
Guess who finally decided to crash the party?
There we go. Boom, boom. All right, that's all we need. We need that little kick up.
Aww.
I'm sure filming that must have been kind of lonely too, because you kind of are cut off.
You're definitely cut off from the world. It is, as much as I thought I was going to be prepared for it because of everything my friends have shared with me with their experiences, all that went out the door. I got there and it was like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? And it was scary, but I knew it was finally my moment. And I had to really get into that moment and live in it and make sure that I would not regret making that choice.
I've been talking about loneliness on the show because every picture up for Best Picture nomination dealt with some central figure that was lonely, from Bohemian Rhapsody to Green Book to all the others. And Woody, you left your West Hollywood nightlife club promotion, and then you're gone at months at a time on projects that you can't even talk about. Then you come back to West Hollywood, a community that you helped build, in my opinion.
Thank you.
And then you're like, oh, I don't know who these new kids are, and nobody cares, like, if I'm there, because they don't know the history that I've set up for this. There's that type of loneliness when you come home, but there's also that loneliness when you're on the road and you're, like, hours. We have pictures of you in the control room where you're, like, in pajamas, just, like watching footage
Well,
and,
I do
like,
that
editing
mostly for fun.
and editing.
That's me holding one of my cast members' dogs.
Ransom probably is
Yeah.
like, where's my breakfast?
That's Steven and I. I helped produce a thing for Will and Grace.
Yes,
and
I know.
I got all
Just
these
talk
hot
crap about
guys. Yeah, that was fun. There's me and all the queer eye guys. Yeah, I mean,
Aw.
that's all my BT Hustle in Brooklyn cast. I mean, you know, the thing is that I get very lucky because I'm able to forge relationships with a lot of different people, which I love, which is the whole core. Like, you're talking about a kid at 9 years old who was selling angels in a Walmart for Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like, my mother let me volunteer when I was a little kid because I just wanted to be around people.
Wow.
So I think that helped kind of cultivate who I became as an adult, and as a storyteller, because I just love people. I love being around people, and I love being able to tell stories. I think that naturally, obviously, dedicating my life to everyone else's life obviously becomes lonely at times. But the satisfaction that I have from doing what I do is that I get to help change people's lives and stories. I mean, I'll use two examples. Stephanie from Real Housewives of Dallas. Her and I sat down for an interview. I did her interviews towards the start of the season. She talked about her suicide or attempt. And she hadn't really talked about that in previous seasons, but she felt comfortable enough with me in an interview where she talked about it. And we were able to use that interview to cover scene work that we did. And that was a big thing for me. When I talk about a show called Thick in the Water that I did for Bravo for 3 seasons, there was a cast member named Cyrene, who was 21, who was raped while she was in college. And her and I had cultivated such a relationship that she, as a black girl from the South, whose family owned a Baptist church, was able to talk about on national television with her parents about her being raped. I helped make that happen. And I say that not because of ego. I say that because it's the truth. And I was able to help tell those stories. And that, to me, is why I do my job. And that's, to me, why I sacrifice so much of my life to help others. Because I understand the social impact that we're able to have as producers. Not only that, because we help excel and help cast members be the best versions of themselves on television.
Which I love. And let's be honest, producers get the least recognition.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they actually make the day-to-day happen,
Truly.
and, you know, you fulfill the director's vision, everything. But there's that loneliness aspect to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Woody.
Thank you.
I do have to comment, Kurt, pull up one of his older pictures. Part of your journey also is part of your health, and when you were younger...
Yeah, there it is. Crazy.
I want to know how you keep up working out and diet, like when working on a project. When I'm working on a project, all I want is greasy food. If I've been working 16-hour days, I just want that and maybe a little...
Or when not working on a project.
Either way. Either way.
You got curves all in the right places. My curves go in the wrong places. Like, no, it's not supposed to be there.
I mean, you know, at my heaviest, I weighed 648 pounds.
That's a reality show right there, by the way.
I know. Well, it already exists. It's called My 600 Pounds.
No.
You know, I think the thing is that I feel very blessed on every level. A lot of people told me I wouldn't be where I am, as I'm sure you have experienced in your life. I don't take those words for granted. I actually thrive off of them. You know, my sister got diagnosed with cancer. I got YOLO tattooed on my arm because one thing that she said during her chemotherapy was that she looked up to me because she always said, you were the brother who was always like, who cares? You have one life to live. Like, go out. Like, who cares? Like, do it. Like, do it. Like, when she was going through chemotherapy, I was like, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's do this. And she was like, no, I'm sick. Like, I can't do that. And I wanted to, like, encourage her to do more. But I think the thing is that for me, I think that I came into West Hollywood when I was still a little bigger. I was 250, 240, you know.
And we know in West
which
Hollywood terms,
bigger,
just
you know.
shoot yourself and, fall off a cliff.
Yeah, which isn't, exactly. But I became so respected. And I became, within years, I became one of the top promoters in West Hollywood. And I proved to people that that you didn't need to be six-pack abs and a gorgeous smile and this and that.
And it's a nice difference, by the way.
100%, which is why I
you can have a conversation? Yes, correct. I can.
Yeah, which is why I think that I did so well.
Yeah, it is why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's not blowing smoke on my own ass. That's just saying the difference of what promoters were at that time when we started Stripper Circus and when we started Garage and we started.
I think it's still kind of there. You guys, the show has been pretty heavy and serious. Like
so
usually the show's like, let's get drunk and let's talk shit.
We can still get drunk though.
Yeah. but no, I think this is really important because you guys are sharing things that viewers and listeners need to hear. And I know even in the drag world, when there's the big queen, it's like, okay, there's the token big queen.
Oh yes.
And it's like, let's see how far they go. And does RuPaul's Drag Race really want the winner to be a plus size? Because there's a lot with that. And I have to say, there's a lot with, in terms of energy, in terms of ability and dancing. That's the health part of it. But then there's also like body positive.
Yeah.
Of course I'm body positive. Talk about some of the body issues and even some of the racism that exists in the drag world. Not just on the show.
Oh my god.
And now that it's on VH1, it's like...
Oh my gosh.
It's like the Disney version.
It's weird because, like, now being on the show, it's amplified now. And so there's always been an underlying racism in drag.
And you're very honest about this in your post, in your conversations.
As a black queen, I fortunately...
You're black?
Well, I tell everyone I'm dark white.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know how you got cast on this show.
I'm just dark white. As a black queen in Southern California, when I first started, there were maybe like 2 queens that worked regularly and actually had could make a living off of doing drag. It was only like 2, and everyone else was white. And so it was like, oh my god, there's only room for those 2 girls. You're never gonna get a spot. And I got my shot, and I got in, and I've been working ever since. Wow. And ever since then, there has been doors that have been opened for other queens of color to work and be able to make a living doing drag, but it's not very many. It's not. It's complicated, but at the same time, like, it's weird because when you take it from just a local level and then you get to a grander scale, like when it gets to Drag Race, it's the same. There's this thing with the fandom that they don't recognize you if you're a queen of color. They don't give you that love like they do the other girls. If you're a thin white girl, they live. These girls have millions of followers. But if you're a talented queen of color and a talented one, you don't have that followership.
Well, you have to be talented, number one, to even make the radar.
You have to do twice as much.
What do you think is disconjointed between the Drag Race fans and people of color?
Wait, what was
that's that? That's a very loaded question.
Yeah.
What do you think is what disconnects Drag Race fans and people of color? Because even going from let's say I use on a small scale going to events at Mickey's, for the most part, to me, I see people that are not white at those events.
Well, now that takes it to a different place.
Oh,
I know.
Because
you guys, I'm in love with this show, by the way, because we never get this deep.
At a local club, you said that you see only the queens of color working more so than other girls, and that's
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the audience.
Oh,
yes.
Well,
I'm doing this Mayhem.
Okay, well maybe it's probably different for me, different for you because you're on stage.
Because especially when it comes to like working at Mickey's, I see it as a mixed crowd. I see
Mickey's has become very mixed in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's very different now than it was before.
How is it for performers though?
Performers wise, I think it's mixed as well.
Oh, it is. Okay, good. So it's reflective of the overall.
Yeah, because
the women on stage are like.
Yeah, because we do have a good range and diversity in the cast. In all our shows in West Hollywood, to be honest. There is diversity now, and there is good representation, more so than what it has in the past couple years.
So I guess my question is, where is the disconnect for the audience to the stage?
With the audience, it's... Ooh.
I know it's putting you in the hot seat. I know. That's the producer in me. I'm like, if you were Kyle Richards in the seat, I would ask you the same question.
Oh, Kyle Richards would be able to say.
Yeah, she wouldn't actually.
I don't know, because I have been an audience member and I've been on the stage, so I can speak from both ends.
The first time you went in drag, you were an audience member.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a
Your
fan.
sisters.
I'm a fan of drag.
Where you're
so
like, I need to be up there.
I love drag, but with the audience, it's different sometimes because I think sometimes they can't relate to entertainers,
Yeah.
and I think
Right.
that's where some of the disconnect is.
I would use the word respect.
They don't know the struggle.
There is a lack of respect, especially nowadays. Before there was a reverence when it came to drag,
Yeah.
and people that went to drag shows adored the queens, and they would show them,
Right.
all that admiration. Now people look at us as, sideshows, and we're just these people that they could poke and prod at, and it's ridiculous because they think. Because they have familiarity with it now because it's on TV and they see drag all the time. They're like, oh, well, you're just the clown at the club that we can mess around with.
Like the
and-
level
And
of
they can-
performance has
and we don't-
gone up.
Yeah,
so
The
well,
levels have
100%.
gone up, but also they can hide
Especially
behind.
those.
Right.
They
yeah.
can hide behind their keyboards and send you a nasty message
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
on
Cowardice,
Instagram,
yeah.
YouTube,
Who you
whatever. They can
kidding?
attack you, but it's not them. Because if you were to see somebody at the club walk up and be like, and you're like, look at,
Right.
it's just weird.
Half the people that do send those messages, because I clap back. At first, I wouldn't do it.
No, but I love.
But now I do because I think it's important because it lets everyone else know, especially within those threads,
Yes.
that I'm not that type of person that you think you can run
Right,
over
right.
and you can say whatever the hell you want to
Yeah.
say. Absolutely
Don't
not.
give a coward the power.
No.
you know?
You don't have power to take away my happiness.
Right.
You can't get. I'm
Or
not
say
going to
it to my
allow you to
face.
have the power to make me feel less than.
There you go.
Because I already tell myself that I'm a beautiful person. I know that I'm a beautiful person, and I.
Girl, you are.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you that because why am I going to give you
Right.
that? Who are you? You're some
Right.
person in the middle of nowhere thinking that you're going to
Exactly.
steal my shine that I worked my
Yeah.
hard ass for. So I'm not
Years
gonna,
and years.
years and years
Right.
and years. So like I don't let them
Yeah.
do that no more. I read them the filth. And I give it about 20 minutes so everyone could get a good look and people could screenshot it, and then I delete and block those people. Like, I let them have them like, let me read you the filth because you thought you could say that to me.
Yeah.
And let everyone drag you for a little bit, and then you're out of my life.
Right.
Half those people though, they do respond back and they'll be like, oh my God, you responded to me. And it's like they just want a reaction from you
true.
because
Of
they want to be
That's
seen
the whole
as
point
well.
of cyberbullying. That's all
They just want
want
to be seen. They want to
Right.
be noticed by someone that has, some level
Right.
of celebrity. And it's sad because they will go to the lengths of trying to drag you down.
Exactly.
And then
And
you
some
get to a
people
place
do.
of
Yeah.
ugliness that you want to react to them.
Right.
And it's so stupid.
Mayhem, I think you're such a foundation of strength in so many different levels.
Thank you.
And
Been
common
on reality
sense.
TV. You've survived. You've survived years of this business.
This business
And you're so
is
positive.
probably the hardest business I think I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
A lot of people think show business is hard, but gay show business, drag show business is so cutthroat and it's so hard because people judge you even more so because
It's 100% looks. Have you
it's
ever
all
been-
about you, the way you
Right.
look like,
Yep.
and people will drag you to the ends of the earth.
Have you ever been surprised by somebody that maybe you were maybe in competition with that kind of turned around and showed a human side, you know? Because you kind of were going through the same experiences.
Fake human
with-
side like Eureka.
But maybe it's a real one.
Honey, she is dropping bombs tonight.
You know.
She is being.
No, this is every show. I don't hide
All
anything.
them
What,
bombs.
am I ever going to compete? No. Eureka?
Right, but you can detect authenticity, I think, right?
Episode 1,
It's
I knew this
easy.
wasn't real.
It's easy to see
Yeah.
what's real and what's not.
Right.
For some people, I don't understand. Some people are very blind and they can't see through it. And I crack up about because I'll go on my Instagram live sometimes and I'll be like, "Y'all stupid!
just
Y'all
don't
really
see."
read into all this." I'm like, "You're being played. You're being so played." I'm like, "It's not real."
You guys, I cannot believe this episode has come and gone. You guys have to come back for part 2.
Oh my gosh, I would love to.
We're going to do rapid fire, which is really fun.
Okay.
Real fast, let's say hello to our sponsors. We already said hello to Vista Grande. I'm getting a room,
Hi,
girl.
sponsors.
I cannot wait because I've never stayed at a resort in Palm Springs.
There's literally 2 pools.
Okay,
on
I
the
lied.
ground.
There's
all
a
your
whole
clothes.
neighborhood.
I lied. I
just
used to
waiting
hop a
for
fence
ya.
at one of the resorts.
Which one?
Why am I not surprised
Exile,
by this?
back in the
In
day.
Exile. Oh yeah, they used to leave that door open.
We would leave the door
You
open.
probably
We would
got
hop
an
the
STD
fence,
climbing that
and then
fence, girl.
Me and Morgan, we would
Oh.
hop the fence, get a rock, and leave the door open so other people can just wander in, and we would start
Those
our
were the
parties there.
days,
Morgan
yes, yeah.
works there. Do you know your bare worth? Using apparel as a tool to lift your spirits and build confidence, they offer tons of fun clothing, accessories, backpacks, even pillows, and towels for men of every shape and size. Visit them at bareworth.com. Boop, boop. Are you guys ready for rapid fire?
Yes.
I'm down.
Okay, and then afterwards you give your handles. Everyone's gonna fight.
Yay.
Who wants to go first?
Who cares? Let's go. Can we do it in a circle? Are they all the same questions?
No, they're not.
There's no circle
Not
jerk
a circle
here?
jerk here.
Okay, I'm gonna point to him because he hasn't spoke much. So let's go.
Jeff, worst date ever.
Oh my God, good one.
You know, it's been like
And
50
name
years.
drop that guy.
Name drop.
Not with that guy.
No.
He doesn't even know where he's.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
He's like, I was here for Sean Cody. I don't know.
Oh, we will audition you.
Yeah. Sure will. There's a
secretly
private
that's
room.
why you're here. I'm kidding.
I'm in love with Mayhem,
The
by the way. We're going to cause some trouble in Palm Springs, by the way.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. We're gonna
my
have so
God.
much fun.
Yeah.
The worst date was probably going out with somebody who thought it was a date, and it wasn't a date.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
And
How
they're like,
did you not let them know that?
because he's nice and flirty with everybody.
I just, yeah, that's just
Oh,
We
dang.
would have problems.
blinders. All
Okay,
that.
most overrated 80s band.
Duran Duran.
I agree.
Really?
Oh, wow. Most embarrassing song on your playlist.
I Kissed a Girl.
I love
Katie
that
I
song.
Love.
love
Yeah.
that song. It's
Really?
I love
Oh,
that song.
no, I'm
Strangest
proud of it.
Habit.
Strangest Habit.
Besides Doritos and Micheladas. He always does them.
Documentaries. I love watching like old like Nazi documentaries. Really, because of Trump. Because of Trump. I was
Ancient
similarities.
Aliens. Do you watch Ancient
Yeah.
Aliens?
Oh yeah.
I watch Ancient
like
Aliens.
13 or 14
Okay.
seasons. Yeah.
You are opening a new club in Palm Springs. Since you are the Palm Springs socialite, what is your club called?
God, that's a really good one.
Yeah, that's why my name's on the banners.
Do I get a guest list?
Ooh, guest list.
That's
That's a good name.
Guess
Yeah, but
so.
you stole it from hers.
I was inspired. Mayhem
I've
inspired.
been in nightlife all my life.
How many
so-
drag queens are inspired by your look? It's like, you're just copying.
Too many.
Yeah.
It's guest list with a mayhem night or week or.
Guest list. Okay. Jeff, where can our viewers and listeners find you?
I'm on Facebook, Jeff Deneen Jones. That's pretty much, I'm there all the time, even when probably I shouldn't be on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've
Facebook.
seen you active at interesting hours.
Sure.
And you guys come look at the Walk of the Stars, the next
Yeah.
dedication. You can meet Jeff in person and come see us.
And come to LGBT Days, Cathedral City coming
Yes,
up.
I'll be
yeah.
there.
Cat
Saturday
City,
afternoon.
Yes.
Do they know that by the
CCBC.
afternoon I'll be like,
No, I think it's
Been there once.
What time are you going to start?
I'm on at 5 p.m.
I walked the trails there before.
Yes, yeah, that's a good
Don't
one.
use that shade, the trails. Who's next?
I'll go because I always put ladies last.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, in a good way.
Woody.
Polite
that
way.
sounded
I
really
like to finish
misogynist.
last. I like everyone
Because
to
I
do
want to
all
be
the work for
respectful.
me.
She deserves to go last.
There you go.
Oh,
Best for last.
She's the real
You're the
star.
best
Yeah.
for last.
Yeah.
okay.
I want them
Let
to
me have my
remember
moment.
me.
That's what
Are
I
you
meant.
single?
I am single.
Okay.
Do you want to be single or not?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I actually got this question a few different ways. Is it hard to date? Are you single? I'm not going to.
After the show.
Okay.
Or part 2
We'll
show.
talk.
Woody, what would your real housewife tagline be?
Oh my God, I get asked this all the time.
Oh, then you should have
There
it
was
ready.
something. It was one of my segment producers came up with this. It was like,
It's called Rapid Fire. Kurt has to go home.
I
to
know,
his wife.
right?
sorry. It's like
burned down.
it's something like my name may oh God, let me
My
think.
name
Hold on
may
one second.
cause you a-
No. My name may include wood, and that's because I start your fire.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
On Queer Eye, who was the biggest diva?
Jonathan Van Ness, 100%.
I think he
Love,
admits
I
that.
love him to pieces, but yeah.
Worst fashion trend you fell victim to?
Ted Allen, swear to God, true story. Season 1 of Top Chef, Ted Allen was a special guest, and I was in charge of judges, and I had a buttoned up shirt with a sweater vest, and I had my buttoned up shirt over the sweater vest, and he was like, "Why do you have your sweater? Why do you have your shirt over your sweater vest? It should be tucked."
That's the
underneath."
worst.
That was the worst. Otherwise, I just go with the trends. I
Okay.
don't think I do anything else worse. I wear a lot of hoodies, but that's about it.
Let's go.
I love hoodies. Guilty pleasure TV show. Since you're in TV, like when you sit down, you're like, I don't have to work on it. I just want to watch it.
Well, I watch everything because I think it makes me a better producer.
Yes.
But I 100%. But I will say probably Vanderpump Rules. Because that
We've had
show
the
is
cast
so
on this show.
horrible, and I effing love
no, we
that
can't
show.
say that.
I know, I said
No,
effing. I
we
said
love
effing.
them.
Yes, I love them. No, I'm saying that's why I'm like, it's my guilty pleasure because
They're awful.
I know, but I love them. Jax Taylor blocked me on Twitter. Don't know why.
Oh, well.
Have no idea.
If you were pitching a show to Bravo, what would it be about?
I want to do, no joke, true story. I'm trying to make it happen. I want to do Seattle Housewives. Because I
What about
want
Be full of rain and coffee.
What about Palm
I
Springs
want to do.
Housewives?
I think that no, Palm Springs
Oh,
would never.
wait a
happen.
minute.
Too gay.
No.
Would never happen.
I
Too
can't
gay.
talk about it.
Oh,
No,
Maybe.
I'm going to talk to you about
But
it.
I'm telling you, I think that because Seattle has tech, they have the coffee, and they have football, that we could find a very well-rounded.
and a high
They
rate
also
of
have
suicide.
NyQuil. I would fall asleep.
A high rate of suicide.
Yes.
I think
How
it'd
about
be
real
really good.
suicide? Oh, actually, I'm going to get hate me.
No. Yeah. Stop.
Send your email to I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
No.
Woody, where can our viewers and listeners find you?
Well, everyone can follow me on social media at Hollywoody on Twitter, just like Barack Obama follows me. Thank you.
What?
And at Woody Woodbeck.
Hollywoody.
He sure
Oh my
does.
gosh, what about Michelle?
She doesn't, but
Oh,
No,
Barack-
she knows what's happening.
yeah, she knows
Never
what's up.
mind.
I love
At Woody Woodbeck on Instagram, and just
name
I
is
love you guys.
awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. I really
Hollywoody.
appreciate
Of
it.
course. Mayhem!
Yes.
You need to survive on an island. You can only take 2 other queens from RuPaul's season 10.
God, this
Who
is
are they? Not who you like. Who is going to help you survive?
Survivor with 2 bitches from season 10.
Just to survive, not that you like.
Cracker and
God, what would Cracker do?
she's very, very crafty, and you know what? And
built you a
Blair,
hut.
Cracker and Blair.
So you have, like, a Broadway
no one
show
knows
every
this,
night?
but Blair used to bring a notebook to every day to set, and it was a notebook that she had of RuPaul's Drag Race from season 1
Whoa.
to 9.
Oh, I
of
didn't know
notes
that.
and- oh yeah, she's very, very, very like good about
She's
remembering
on-
things.
wow.
Least favorite makeup step you have to do drag?
Oh my god, my eyebrows.
Oh, celebrity crush.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Yay.
Just one.
Oh,
Because I have to pee. This
gosh.
is why I'm bouncing up and down.
I would say right now,
Sound of pouring water.
Kellen Lutz.
I said celebrity.
Oh, you are
After a night
so
of performing.
shady, Alex.
After a night of performing, what is your ritual when you get home?
After a night, my
Because I have to
ritual-
pee so bad.
My ritual is tacos.
Oh. What would you say to Mayhem Miller 1 year of doing drag? After 1 year of doing drag. Go back in time.
Wait, what?
go back in time. You guys, I have to pee my pants.
Go when you're back in drag.
Yep.
What would I say?
Yep.
Keep doing it.
You guys, we'll see you next Tuesday. Next week, we have Tony Award winner Francis Ruffel from Les Miserables. We'll see you. Ooh. Come look at our pictures on Instagram. I have to go pee.
Yay!
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on The Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On The Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday.